What's going on, YouTube? We're back again, and this is part 8. So we'll go a little bit on what we're gonna do on this video. I know it's been kind of like a long week and a half since I've uploaded, and reason being is that I was really just working on setting this all up so it's not a long video. We have a couple features to add, but we'll talk about just what we're gonna do in this video, and we'll work on our profile component. Now, with this profile component, it's going to need authentication, but we'll do that on the next video. As you can see, there's a new component in the block, and these components I already made this, fully mobile friendly and etc. But it's going to look like this. It's going to display 12 items per page here. We're going to make pagination on it. Have a pagination, and we're also going to be able to change the state with these buttons, which will in turn display the proper media for it. And the way to save to your profile is only going to work on our details component. So here we have the little heart and the little rating number. So if we click on the heart, that'll send over. Well, we have too many now, so I'll just reload this and it'll delete the whole state for it. So let's go back, click on this. So this clicks and dispatches an action, and it gets saved. And I've already done the reducer and the action just for our favorite movie. So what we'll be doing is working on the favorite, rated, and then rated TV. So I'll show you real quick just kind of how it looks like on the details page on the code side of it. So we have an onClick for it. Now we've created a function, send favorite to storage, and what is being sent over is an object with the ID, the title, and then the genres array, and then the image path. Since we are using the same function for both TV and movies, we're gonna have to check which type it is. So as once our media details page loads, we are basically sending props over to that media details page, and we're saving these props here. So if you remember on the last video, we used some of those prompts to get to call some functions here. So this ID and also the type, and we're gonna reuse them again for our function here to send over, not to send over, but to check if it is a movie or type. So I've already created this and have it connected and everything. So favorite movie. So we've created our dispatch for it. So what we're going to be doing is actions, reducers, and our dispatch. We'll be doing that all on this video. I'll show you. What do I want to show you? Where do I want to start? Okay. So we'll start with our reducer for favorite TV. So we'll do that first. So we'll go into here, we'll do it on the TV, create a new file. So we'll call it TV favorite. We'll also need to create a type for it. So where are types? Go down here. I'm gonna get rid of myself so y'all can see. I don't know what I was thinking. Export. So we're creating an action for it, and we'll call this TV favorite. TV favorite. Save it. Whoops. From, I think you go out again into actions, then types. All right. So now the layout, we're going to be creating the initial state. So initial state, set that as an all. So we'll call this fav.tv. Set that to an empty array. Now I'll also want to create another key, and that'll be, I don't know if I set it to 0 or not. I think I set it to 0 for the last one. And then export default function. It's going to take, wait a minute, am I doing a, so our function is going to take the state, and I'll, wait a minute, come on, state, initial state, and also the action. Okay, and our switch statement with the action.type. And this is very basic Redux setup that we've done for all of our reducers all throughout the app. This one will be a little bit different because we are adding items to our array of favorite TV. So we'll show that here in a minute. So the case is, I think, a TV favorite, and then return. Well, fav TV, yes, fav TV, and pages. I want to call this pages, not page. We'll need our default statement. So if it default return state. Oh, I think yeah. So I've already did it basically here, and it's going to be the same thing. And one of the reasons that we have a little bit of logic here is that if we go into the, okay, structure, I don't need that. I don't need that either. So as per the documentation, we don't want to mutate the state directly, so we have to basically create a copy of this array and then push into it the new item. And the way we do that is create a variable here, and we save that variable with whatever the previous state was, which is going to be an empty array at first. And on the first time it gets called, we're also saving the new item, which is action that payload. And what that's going to be is the object with our ID, title, genres array, and the image path. And our empty array saved in here, and then we'll say favorite.push, pushes the new item, and then with the switch statement, that will return it and have it saved onto here now, without having issues with Redux. So that's the way you want to do this. I'll talk about this in a second, but let's go ahead and just set up the same way. Const, call it new item, and then action.payload. Whoops. I hate when it does that. Payload. TV favorite. Okay. Action.payload. So we'll do const fav.tv. Okay, we'll say state.fav.tv, so we'll have to go into that array and then slice, and it doesn't take any arguments. Slice, we just want an empty array. So then after that, fav.tv.push that new item into our copy of an empty array. Item. I'll delete this just for the time being, just so demonstration purposes. Okay, so that's done. Now we have to create an action for it. What do we want to call this? TV favorite as well. .js. We need to import the type, so TV favorite. Actually, it's in. No, what? Out. Yes, out types. There it is. And I've already created one for movie favorites. Okay. And it is a nested function that calls a dispatch and calls our function over here, which is takes in the payload. And it's basically the same thing. So TV actions. So what we can do is really just copy this, paste it on here. But we do need to change our type. TV. I don't want to call it movie. I want to call it TV. Favorite TV. Make sure to change this as well. Okay, that's saved. Let's go back into our media. Oops. Details component. And now we need to import it. The actions will import favorite TV, I think. There it is. So we'll go back down to this patch, and same thing here, favorite TV, and this is going to take in TV. It's an argument, and then dispatch favorite TV with our TV object. Let's go back up. Now, I'll write it here the same way. This, call this props, favorite TV. So we'll call an object, and that'll be the same thing. So this props TV details this time. Dot ID. And then title. This props.tv. I don't know if it's called title or name, so let me quickly check. Let me actually load a so let's quickly check. Original name, the same thing. And then it also has a genres array. So we'll call genres this dot props dot TV details dot genres, and we'll pass as well as the image, and that'll be this dot props, and I think that's the same thing. This dot props dot TV details dot poster path, and I believe that's it. So we'll save it. Let's load our TV. Oh, we haven't saved our MovieFavorite is okay. No, I don't think we saved. So that's save. Favorite TV save. TV favorite save. Okay. See, it's there, but jump skip difference. What? It's there, but I think it's saving it to our movie. So favorite TV, favorite. So this is for movies. This is what should be displayed. Send to favorite. Oh, yeah. Idiot. I forgot. Go into our root reducer and add it. So we forgot to do this. Import. I think I have it named as. Oh, wait a minute. Just say TV favorite. And then from there it is, and then we'll add it. That's it. Yeah, that's spelled wrong, that's why. Slice. Oh, no, we need TV, so let's load all our TV. Boom. Why does it still? What the heck? It's probably not checking else. This is what's happening. It's actually calling this right here and not this. That makes no sense. What's going on? Let me log the this prompts. Match. Oh, that type, not TV. I'm sure it is a string, so I don't get call it in here instead. Okay, let's see if it. We're getting nothing, so. Oh, that's right. Oh. No, I have it on there. So we are pushing. Okay. Okay, so I've been trying to kind of get this worked out, and it is still sending. Let me get everything on one screen. Not sure why it's doing that, but here we are actually on a TV series, and I clicked on the button, and as you can see, it's still sending it over to MovieFavorites, and I've even comment out the favorite movie dispatch. What's weird, it said it's saying it's declared, but its value is never read. It's defined, but it's never used, and it's right here, so I'm not sure what's going on exactly, but it's really odd that it's sending it over here and not to here. Because it has its own type, so TV favorite. not sure what I'm doing wrong here, so I'm gonna continue to try to get this figured out, and then I'll continue. So yeah, so it should have been cleared when I said favorite TV is not declared, but it's never values declared, but it's never read. So I'll show you real quick what happened. It's funny. So I passed on the action, the wrong action into this. It's gotta be TV, not movie. So every time this was being called, it would pass in this, so then it would send it over to favorite movies. So it was just a misspelling. I'll call it a misspelling error. So I think you should do it now. There it is. So let's just try to add another one, just to make sure it's actually... Oh man. Okay, so that's kind of we have those two going. So it seems like, you know, every now and then this is spelling error, and I should have figured that as soon as it said that it's the value is actually never read, but it happens. What is next to do? So now I was gonna show this. So actually, if we go, I'll explain it on the movies reducer. So I have a page number actually here. Let me open this one up too. And I have delete this. So I have a page key value in our state, and that's gonna count the amount of pages we have. But I'm wondering, I should have made notes about this, but I kind of missed out on why I had that. Because the basic gist is I was doing the same thing. I was basically getting the length of our array and dividing it by 12, and it'll basically do it for me. It'll count how many pages we're going to need to have. Go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So every 12 oh man, I can't. So why do we have that? Okay. Nonetheless, let's just go ahead and copy this and put it as in here as well. And send it over. So we'll be doing the same thing. I know it is for our pagination, but let's change that number to 1 because pages. It's pages as well. Okay, so let's close this out. Close this out. Send favorites to storage is done. We have to create the same things for our rated. Already have that on there. On click, send to rated. On click, send to rated. Let's go ahead and create a file. We need a type of export movie rated. Make sure I don't have the trailers. Where's, yeah, obviously. So now we're going to do the same thing. We'll initial state neighborhood object and call it rated TV. Oh no, rated movie. Value, and then we'll create a pages key with a value of 0. Default function will take in the state. And then the action. Oh, come on. So switch statement with the action.type. Case, which is movie rated. We'll return rated movie and pages. And then for all default, just return our state. Okay, now I guess we just run through it again. Now we just need a new item, and this new item will be used to push into our copy of our state array. It's action dot payload. Okay, call this rated movie. So state dot rated movie dot slice, no arguments, and then rated movie dot push our new item. So we'll also pages, and then it's going to be math dot ceiling And what math.ceiling does is just basically if it's 1.5, it'll return it as 2. Let's see. We'll do parentheses, and that's state. Nope, not this. That's state. State dot rated movie. That length. Plus 1. And divided by 12. I say plus 1 because for some reason that I have not bothered to look into. It starts at actually negative, so you have to do plus 1, or else you will not get the right number that you need for here. It's actually 1, not. So here we go again. We forgot that we have to make a copy, so slice.length plus 1 divided by 12, and that should give us the pages that we need. Okay, pages, boom, save. Top rated movies, trending. Make sure I name it the same. Movie rated. So we need a const save data. It's gonna take in, I'll just say movie. Movie rated and the payload. It's rated. Call it movie rated. Top. Okay, I don't want to name them the same thing, so this is payload. It's thinking about this right here, so it's gonna take in movie and then payload. Get rid of this. Call this patch wrap save data movie. What? Forgot. Wrap it in parentheses. Okay, now that's done. So import. What do we call it? We call it movie rated. Top rated movies. Make sure it's not the same. Movie rated. Combine it. save it. Let's import that dispatch. So movie, I think it's rated movie. Movie rated. I actually don't want to name it that. I want to say rated movie. Whoops. Find actions, and then it's movie actions. Rated. So now that is gonna go here. So we'll say this props dot. Well, let's not forget that I'm gonna copy this. We need to. So we'll call that, and it's gonna take a movie. Dispatch rated movie. Okay. Rated movie again. And we're gonna take in ID this not props not media details. Whoops, not like that. Media details, not media movie. Dot ID title. It's gonna be this dot props media. Media movie details. It's the title for movies, and then genres array movie details. The genres, and then our image is dot props that movie details poster path. Okay, go ahead and save this. Let's check it out. Rated movie, here it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and what I will do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with the creating reducer in action for rated, our rating, and then I'll continue on. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back, and I finished off with the action and reducer for us to be able to send over that information to the state in Redux. That we get that fixed. So now if we are on TV media, right, and we want to rate it, also we'll save it to our state. So now if we go into Redux, TV rated, so now we have our first rated television show. Okay, so now if we go back, here we have some of the favorite media, movies specifically, but we want to be able to show all the other ones, right? And that's what we'll do. But not only that, I'll show you guys how to persist these four different reducers to local storage, so we'll be able to get it back if the user decides to refresh, exit out, etc., then we'll be able to retrieve that again for them. So if you reload, it's still there. So we'll go ahead and walk through that now. And let's make this a full page. All right, so we don't need anything out of this anymore for the moment being. Combine reducers. We need to exit out of here. So I have part of this already set up. Again, this is only set up for our movie favorites. And what this is basically gonna do, so we have the different functions, and now there's a really good tutorial on this, and it is from Dan Abramov. I am probably butchering his name, but that's I went through that, and it helped me out a ton to kind of get this kind of rolling and figured out. But basically, you're gonna have two different functions. One is to load it, and one is to save it. Now the load state, we want to save it in a variable here, so we save whatever it returns into persist. Now if you're familiar with now Redux and creating the store, I had this loaded here, but if we create store, now it takes in 3 different arguments. Now your reducer, which is our root reducer, whoops, and preloaded state, if any. So now that's just the preloaded state. This is where we want to, again, when we load state, we want to have our preloaded reducers put in instead of the empty state, because anytime you reload or do any or exit out, everything gets cleared out basically. So what this is going to allow it to do is going to basically run through this, the reducer, and now the second argument is going to say, okay, I found the key of MovieFavorite, so this key, so replace whatever the root reducer has in there for that key, and then decompose, but that's not, that's out of the scope for out of this video. So you need to have those things in there. Now we've created the save, so we're stringifying let me see, hold on. Yes, we're stringifying only our MovieFavorite key. Now we want to be able to do all of them, and now I'm wondering if I could just do all in one, like so. So basically say TV favorite, oops, TV favorite, and then we'll go store dot get state, and we need specifically TV favorite. And we'll also do movie rated. And then the last one, TV rated. So TV rated, it'll be store dot get state TV rated. Okay. Now I set this key up like this. I mean, I could just change it to state, really. I think it should do fine because this is not the key that gets inserted, but rather these are the keys that get inserted instead of what the root reducer has. Wait a minute, I don't need this out of here. Okay. So if we look into our application, we have this with 3 different, there it is. So now let's go ahead and save some. Let's go back, let's go into here. Boom, let's save that and also rate it. Let's just rate it as well. And let's go into TV. I'll click on that first. Let's save it and rate it. And let's go ahead and take a look at our state. Here it is being sent. So we saved MovieFavorite Knives Out. And did we rate Knives Out? It is there. So TV, we favorited this, and we also went ahead and rated the whole thing. There it is. Now let's reload it, and it should stay. There it is. It's working. So, and that's really all it takes to be able to persist that state specifically. You just got to make sure that if it's a specific reducer, if it's the whole state tree. But in our case, we wanted 4 different reducers to be persisted. Okay, so that's we do this. Now we need to go back in here and let's go ahead and work on some of the logic to display the media. Now I already had this function created, and this is basically going to return the type of media that our state, our hook really, I mean we're using, not hook, sorry, but what we first initiated with is always favorite movie. So when it loads, that's what will pump up. And what we're going to do is also create an instance for favorite TV as well as rated movies and rated TV. So we'll do an else if type strictly is let me look at exactly how I have it written on here. Favorite movie, no, not favorite movie, favorite TV, then we'll return, well, we'll basically this. Now we do have to change this. We do have to change this as well. Fave movies, since where is it that we were pulling that from? Fave movies, MovieFavorite. We'll need to create. So useSelector. Now that before, basically this replaces the connect function that we used to put down here and pass on this component in, so we're able to access the state from the store. But now with React hooks, we're gonna be using useSelector, and I'll bring it up real quick. Just whoops, selector. Why is it so slow? Oh god, okay. Anyways, it's really simple. So all we do is I have it here, const, and then we'll need well, what is it? favoriteTV. Yes, and page out of here. So we'll do this deconstruction to pull those both things out, and then state arrow function state dot favorite okay. Is it faveTV? Yep. Okay, faveTV. Okay, let's save that. Okay. All right, so I have to actually, I forgot that we need the logic for the button. So let's go ahead and make that now. We'll make another function and we'll put it here. So we'll call on click and we'll say media. We're going to take in an event. So now I want to make sure that event.target.tag, so only execute this when it's a button being clicked. And then we'll also need, I'll go ahead and save const media type e.target dot, I think it's value. No, that let me see, I forgot. So it's saved. Let's save it. Let's go to the console. Media buttons, it's not. Whoops. Get rid of this. It's not tag name actually. So let me click it. Come on. So this will only execute if it's anywhere around it or whatnot. It won't work, but we can do this. So now that target dot inner text. So all we need to do is call the set current media string function on our state. So we'll set set current media string, and we'll pass in media type. Okay. There it is. So now that's dynamically changing the state, and we don't have any rated movies. Or do we? We do, but so we have to create the if statement for it. The else if. So we'll say else if type is equal to what is it? Rated movie? Rated? Yeah, rated movie. Then we'll return we also need to grab it from the store. So const. What is it again? Let me check. It's rated movie. Rated movie. Oops, not from, but useSelector state dot movie rated. Okay. Rated movie. Okay, let's go ahead and also grab rated TV. Rated movie. Okay. Okay. Let's just copy this last one. Okay, let's go ahead and save that. Whoops, what happened here? Export default. What happened? Okay, we got a all of a sudden weird bug. What the heck? Export. Strange, something must have export default profile. We have our function. I don't. So now we need favoriteTV. Okay. So now it says nothing for rated movies. I thought we had some, but could be wrong. Rated movie. Yeah, we do. Rated movies. That's probably why. Rated movies, not movie. So there it is. Okay. It seems to be working just fine, so I'm gonna go back and do a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and favorite this movie, and I'll rate this one just to make sure everything's rated. Let's change it to TV. Okay, let's do this one, and then we'll rate another different one. Oops, didn't take me to the right thing. Okay, so we have all right, that's looking pretty nice, pretty sweet, pretty cool. And let's see what else I wanted to get done in this video. So let me collapse that. I had this just for demonstration purposes, I guess. And this is how that would have looked like really with a constructor and using a class. But we don't need it anymore, so let's go ahead and get rid of it. Okay, what the heck did I do? Also, yeah, so let's I think that's an active class. Profile active btn, active button. So we want to be able to toggle active button with a click, as well as change the state. So what we'll do is, I think it's I think if we use classless that toggle, that would do it, although I am doubting it. active button. I think if we trying to think of the best way to do it. Whoops. Let me see. Okay. So this works pretty well. Not really, actually. I don't know why it's not actually doing it. It was working just. So what we're doing is we're looping through the node list of media buttons here, which we selected all. And what it's doing is that every time, oh, come on, what just happened? It's setting the current class name. No, it's not setting the current. It's looking for the current class name. If it's that one, which is the first one, and then it's gonna remove active button, or else it just returns an empty string, and then we'll go through it again, and now we'll look through the inner text, and if it matches the element, and we'll add the active button class. But media buttons. Profile PTN, active PTN. Whoa. Wait a second, what is going on? Okay, so I got it working now. And really all I did, I changed it. Instead of having it look for the class name that was going to be profile button, and I made it just use our element variable, which is going to be the inner text of that button. And if it does not equal that, then we're going to be removing the button class, and then we'll run another loop that basically adds it by saying if it equals to our string over here, which is whatever this is, right? And it'll add the class of active button, and it'll work. And now that's all I thought about right now. I mean, I didn't. I know there might be a better way to do it, but it's fine. Just to get it to work right now. But that's it. I mean, we're able to see all of that. Okay. What else? What else are I gonna walk through? You know what? I think this video has gone long enough, and I don't see why we shouldn't stop there, and we'll continue on with the next one. Now, in the next one, hopefully, we can get it done to the point where we have our last video, and after that, then we'll just move on and work on little things like adding commas into this and properly. So okay, so let me say everything again. So on the next, I'm so tired, I guess. But on the next video, we'll work on having it basically have authenticate you and our private routes, and we'll work on getting that token so you can actually rate this and get a guest session directly from the movie database. And that'll be it. So hopefully we're pretty close to getting done, and thanks for following along.